Yeah, that's right. I mean, basically, we took this meeting, and the visuals for the intro were discussed, and there was this very worked out concept of a backwards view of a guy's entire day, and the theme was kind of built around that idea.
When we hear backwards, we think
we got very excited. Yeah.
Do some backwards recording.
Yeah, we pretty much, you don't have to ask us twice to put something backwards in some music.
We
love that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was good, and then the idea of the guy who's exhausted at the end of the day, that sort of became the
that chimes right in with our whole thing.
Yeah, that's something else that
the exhausted guy
to and understand.
Backwards. That's They Might Be Giants.
When I get through this day, can someone tell me how and how much longer now am I awake?
Well, I mean, musically, the theme for Resident Life has all these sort of, trance, house type, things in it. But I think it's probably fairly obvious, especially with the zither being introduced, as well as other sort of
marxophone. Actually,
excuse me, the marxophone being in the track.
Right here.
That here comes the actual sound. The sound of the marxophone.
Not very well played, I must say.
And that's not a marxophone.
Electrified marxophone.
Yeah.
Digitized marxophone.
There's some backwards marxophone in there too.
Oh, really?
Which is probably the first instance of backwards marxophone ever in recorded music.
We'll be reading about that.
History right here.
Yeah.
It's not just a piece of rave music. I mean, it has that flavor, but it also has something a little bit more cinematic.
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, I think it's personal to both us and to Resident Life. It's something that specifically was tailored for the show, and there's parts of it which really sound like us, could only have been done by us. Plus it's this unusual thing for us to have done. So I mean, it's a good piece for those reasons.
Same as when I open them again. Am I awake? What time is it? Is it that time again?
We did all the score for Resident Life as well, all the little bits in the background that you're hearing. And we've drawn on the talents of the people in our band because we have a lot of people who play with us who are, really interesting instrumentalists. So this is yet another side of our group that we're exploring. Is everybody gets to play their favorite lick, and we're doing something once again that's completely new for us.
And something else besides my head is growing from my head. And when I close my eyes,
Nice guitar work.
Yeah. It's the Hendrix guitar. We're producing a huge amount of music for the show. We haven't done anything like that since Malcolm in the Middle, actually.
Probably the most successful theme that we've been associated with was for Malcolm in the Middle on Fox, and it was a strange story. Basically, the producers of the show had a script and were talking about shooting a pilot, but it wasn't approved yet. And then they called us up and said they wanted an original theme, which we thought was kind of a presumptuous thing to be requesting before they'd even gotten the show off the ground. But they had a very different way of approaching everything with the show. It was really the first sitcom that was done with a single camera, and it just had a look about it that was very specific. And I realize now it makes total sense that they were already thinking about having a real standout theme. It was very successful for us. We ended up getting a Grammy for it, which was really exciting and sort of unexpected. This is where "Everybody Dance Now" was recorded.
Right in there.
So, we're going for that kind of sound.
Perfect, that's what we're at.
We've kind of gotten a chance to do sort of one of everything at this point. It seems like we've done a very sort of classical sounding chamber piece for a science program that was on ABC. We've done the fake news music for the Jon Stewart show, The Daily Show, we did Malcolm, which is this rock song, and now we've done Resident Life, which is this very electronic thing, and it sounds completely different from any of the other stuff we've done. So I feel like it's a great thing for us.
Am I
Loud.
what time is
Down. Shh. Okay. Loud.
I get through this day? Can someone
Oh, that's
tell
loud.
me
That's
how?
loud. Now it's quiet. But what was nice about doing this job is that it really runs against type in the most essential way. You know, it's a serious show. It's an adult show, it gave us an opportunity to do a different kind of theme than you might automatically assume we would do. I mean, we've done themes for the Oblongs and Malcolm in the Middle that are very, happy, sort of straightforward, more in the rock idiom. But we've also done, themes for other television shows, like stuff for ABC Nightline and PBS that are much more legit in the traditional sense. And I think, this show actually bridges both the sort of song thing that we do and the instrumental work that we've been doing.
Am I awake? What time is it?
I'm amazed at just how much real life shows up in the show. It really feels, unlike a lot of reality television, it actually feels exactly like real life. I mean, there's some stuff in there that kind of shook me up when I saw it. It was just too. It just everybody has families and health problems and all those things, and it really brings you right to that. It's pretty hard hitting in a way. From the top, John?
Can we just punch in the 5th bar?
Absolutely.
And we'll start there and move out on both sides.
You got it.
That's how I like to work.
Here we go, we're pressing play.
Okay.
Am I awake? What time is it? When I get through this day, can someone tell me how? And how much longer now? Am I awake? The coffee's cold, did I forget to drink it yet? Did I forget?
Well, we've been really lucky in the theme department. I mean, basically, our big break came with doing this song that ended up getting used as the opening music in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. And we were approached to do a pop song for the movie and cooked up this thing that had sort of a Goldfingery vibe to it. And, being the sort of broad parody of Bond movies that it is, Mike Myers, really saw it more as the opening thing for the movie, which was a real coup for us. And since then, we've done a lot of different kinds of theme work, some of which is basically faceless, and we've done advertising stuff as well. I mean, we do the music for Diet Dr. Pepper now, and nobody knows it's us, but that's fine, it's actually, even though we have a pretty eclectic style as a band, being able to really do stuff that's completely outside of our expertise really keeps the job interesting. And I mean, honestly, I think we do a pretty good job. I mean, we definitely attack it with a kind of enthusiasm that is probably different than your average Jingle House effort. And some of it's just downright weird. I mean, we did a thing for Diet Dr. Pepper recently that was the spot was called Retirement Village People, and we had to basically do a re-record of YMCA. And I mean, that's a big production. It's like horns and strings and lots of unison singing. It sounded like the record. It was a fun day at the studio.
So Pat, is it possible we can import the drums we did yesterday? Or at least, can we just import, well, I guess the question is, can we just import the live drum loop?
track?
Yeah, onto this track, yeah.
I was thinking Can you turn it down a bit, Pat? For the intro, just for the very top, I think that's actually the slot for the bongo things. Basically, we removed the completely
Can you
insane
set up a
beginning.
mic for, did you bring bongos?
I did.
Good.
Yeah. So basically, that kooky electronic thing.
Right away?
Yeah, midnight.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that electronic thing dovetails out of the bongo intro.
Can we set up a station for the bongo? Should we just do it outside and with no go?
In other words, you're starting off, and then you're dovetailing into the electronic. And then, well, I don't know. I mean, we could do it in the mix, but basically you slide into home together kind of thing.
And so, Pat, can you go to about like a minute? Can you go to like a minute 40 in the actual session? Because I think at a minute 40 is where like the second sort of down section is, and that's where I want to slide in the live drums.
It's exciting to see anything you do, put to picture. I think it's for a writer or a composer, or just being a musician, hearing your music in a show or in a movie is really a thrill. It's always sort of it's always surprising.
Yeah. Go back like 30 seconds, John. So it sort of seems like it goes from like down section to down section, and around the middle, we're basically like a minute 30 into the 3 minute. Like, where do you think we can bring the live drums in?
Well, should we listen down? I'm
sorry.
Listen
to the whole thing.
Yeah, let's listen all the way down,
Okay.
and then
I mean, it's not even mixed.
No.
right. When I get through this day, can someone tell me how and how much longer now? This part, will the next one be the same? Will I be wondering if I'm away?
It's the bridge into the down verse that seems like a little bit like
The bridge needs something. I mean, it's totally not.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
happening.
we can just fly in the live drum loop thing anywhere to just put more energy in the track. So it's like, if you, like, also even in the middle of the way bit, we could just, I mean, it's just there it's there as a booster rocket whenever we want to put it in.
Yeah, I thought I put fuzz on it, but maybe I didn't print it. On the guitar. It's good. Fuzzy is good.
Just play through and we'll just grab a piece, but just like keep on playing in the halftime mode for 30 seconds. So.
Oh well, yeah, I would.
Can you turn him up? Turn up the. Great. Where's Jim?
What time is it? When I get through.
Dude, that shit was on fire. I think we're wrapped.
Tell us which one you're doing.
He's doing me.
If you go, once you continue talking for a second, and so more focused.
You're doing Flansburgh right
Yeah.
now? Okay. Flansburgh has a lot of personal problems that he's not willing to talk about on camera. And I think it's time for me to come clean about them. Let you know.
That's great. Thanks.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, my turn.
And
All right. These two popes walk into a bar.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
and I'm speaking very meaningfully, and you're really agreeing with everything I'm saying. Okay, so then just do the one where you're sort of looking at Julian,
Looking
but not
blankly.
nodding.
Right.
What's he talking
What does he
Right.
say?
about? What does that? Am I awake?
Right. Yeah, this is the part of the newscast where you're like, wow, that's so jive.
The nodding head, the very slightly
So
nodding
they
head.
call them naughties.
Oh, noddies.
That's the
Because you do nod.
Nice, Lawrence. You give me the 1735.
Yep.
David, we're on your way,
You
right?
should pose with the computer.
you're good.
You know, it's
Right.
just,
Right.
Right, this is just the last vestige of real instruments. Confused. What? Like, how thick is the thread? Is it like microscopic?
Well, in that picture, it was pretty thick, but it's made out of microscopic crap.